What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 283. How we doing today? Big game tomorrow?
Big game.
Huge.
Woo woo,
It's,
Joe Shiesty.
It's bittersweet because now we know football is coming to an end after this. There's one game left.
I feel like we're in a really dark sports place right now after the Super Bowl because nobody gives a shit about the Olympics because China sucks. Like baseball is probably going to be delayed. I guess we have the NBA, but even that's going to wrap up soon. I can't fucking stand the Blackhawks owners, so I don't watch them anymore. Until Rocky Wirtz dies or sells the team, I'm not fucking interested. So, yeah,
Yo,
dark times.
The high-speed skier in the Olympics that just clapped his nuts on the flagpoles or whatever they have lined up. What are those called?
Slaloms. Did you see there was like a speed skating event, and there's these little markers on the inside rail that like set up your track, and one of the Chinese skaters took one and like slid it underneath one of the other skaters and completely wiped this dude out. They did nothing about it, and they still like let him compete. That's how fucked up the Olympics are. The Olympics shouldn't happen anymore. Fuck that. No more Olympics, no more FIFA, all these stupid God, I hate it.
What's very scary is the like long jump ski competitions where they're kind of just like in like a V shape and they just glide and they come down very gently. Have you ever seen a guy that completely like loses his equilibrium in midair, where they're just like flailing and they hit the ground so hard? I'm pretty sure one guy almost died.
That's a fucking death wish.
Can we go back to the guy who got his nuts fucking obliterated by that pole? I wish we had the video to put up here, but when he hits that pole, you hear him audibly go, "Rah!" And then like immediately afterwards, he has like he like gets like the shivers, and he like can't.
I'm surprised he didn't barf. That's the only way that would have been any funnier.
Just the amount of pure velocity, him going down, and then like the absolute whiplash of those ski pole things that you said. I don't know what they're called.
Slaloms.
That became slaloms to the sack. Nightmare.
It's perfect too. I don't know if that's the name. But it's perfect too because we didn't get to talk about Jackass last week. We all got busy and shit. We wouldn't have really been able to discuss much anyways. Like, hey, you remember when that dude got hit in the dick? So this kind of ties in perfectly to that. But yeah, go see Jackass because it was awesome. Mark, do you want to tell the story of the people who got up and left?
Yeah, I posted it in our See It, Save It, Skip It post on Instagram.
What did you think you were getting into?
Review. It was, sorry, though, that's coming through my speaker. This is a true story. So there were two sets of couples next to me in the theater, and we're in like the nice recliner chairs, so perfect date setting, you know? And I noticed like the girl had a blanket with her. I don't know if that's a thing now in like the nice theaters to bring a blankie with you and just kind of post up cozy.
Nope.
Anyways, she was
that girl's way too delicate to be seeing Jackass.
Exactly.
Way too delicate.
Red flag right there.
But yeah, no more than 30 minutes into the movie, she stands up and the girl kind of follows in after her, and the guy's like trying to be quiet, like, what are you doing? She's like, I just wasn't ready for this. And she walks out of the theater and the dudes just stay. They're like, no, we're not leaving. We're not fucking leaving.
Yeah, it sounds like Miss High Maintenance, like that was the straw that broke that dude's back. He's like, this girl isn't even gonna let me sit through Jackass. We're done.
Exactly. If you can't sit through Jackass, I mean, you're going to be audibly gagging, obviously.
That's the point.
Parts. That's the point. You're going to see dick and balls. You're going to see hilarious hijinks. I mean, you have to. You can't like go through society not knowing what Jackass is, right? How old were they? You think?
They were probably college age, right?
They might have been older. They might have been around like 30.
Okay.
Then you definitely know what Jackass is if you're 30 years old.
You grew up with it, yeah.
It's amazing. It's glorious, is what it is.
She for sure was. She probably stuck to shows like Friends or How I Met Your Mother. How I Met Your Mother was probably a little bit too much for her.
Too much sex.
She was not prepared.
She's probably just classic white girl into just murder mysteries, and Jackass is too much for her.
Try to be a little bit understanding of that, though. There were a lot of phalluses and balls and just just nuts.
So many dicks. I don't get that. I mean, they definitely switched that from like vomit all the time to dicks, but I don't understand. I don't know.
Well,
Very weird.
They couldn't do as many street pranks because of COVID and because they're just known now as like, so it's much tougher to do those street pranks like they did in the first one. They were like in Japan doing all these weird street pranks, which was hilarious just to see people's reactions. But they kind of leaned more into, they had to prank the cast more because of that reason, more or less.
Mm-hmm. And I like the new characters too. That's good. But dude, I don't know how that guy that's pushing fucking 4 spins on the scale, the new dude, I don't know how he didn't just have a heart attack.
Right, dude.
He's so much fatter than Preston Lacey, and Preston Lacey is fat as fuck.
I think they can continue making these. To be
they
honest,
definitely will.
Because they should keep getting newer people. The older guys just do less of the dramatic stunts, and then just kind of get more people like Poopies in there, who's just Steve-O combined with Dave England. He was made for Jackass.
I was listening to an interview with Johnny Knoxville. He did Smartless with Jason Bateman, Will Arnett, and Sean Hayes. And they were talking about, because I used to think these were super cheap to make. You know, like, obviously you're not paying a big production crew or anything like that. But he started talking about the insurance. And it never even occurred to me. Like, each stunt is separately insured. And some of them were insured for like millions of dollars. It's nuts. Like, you got to think about the liability of a studio and all that. So that would probably be the only impediment. But yeah, they could do these forever.
I thought they did. Costume design for that was great. Some of the shirts that they were wearing, I bought one of them. So many books, so little time. When Aaron was wearing that, I was like, that's such a funny shirt.
I wish they hadn't ruined that bit in the trailers, though, because that was an all-timer.
Right. That was, insane. That
just
one.
Dumb.
Yeah,
I want to know what the insurance cost for that stunt was.
Right. We're going to bring a bear in and cover a guy in honey and salmon and see what happens.
Yeah.
And then, like, the last bit was with the war tanks and stuff like that. When Wee Man had his own little tank and shit. I thought the costume design for that was hilarious. Johnny Knoxville flying like a bird. Like, they did some pretty good stuff in that regard. Lastly, Poopies. You know how he got his name?
I can only guess.
Yeah. I can only imagine, man.
When he was younger, he randomly just like took a big shit in the middle of the street. And then all of his friends started calling him Poopies.
I don't know why I didn't expect that, but it's fucking hilarious.
The most basic, dumbest thing you could ever do.
My favorite part might have been watching Machine Gun Kelly get hurt.
Yeah, that was great. I think Silence of the Lambs was the best one. Where
that was good too.
In the dark.
He's like, oh, you said it wasn't going to hurt that bad. Dude, you're doing a Jackass stunt. You don't think it was going to hurt at all?
Fucking pussy. God. Dude, if you guys had an opportunity to do a stunt like that with them, you 100% say yes, right? Like, 100%. You don't even hesitate.
By a million, absolutely.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure we were all on the same page there, because I don't care. Dude, hit me in the dick. It's fine.
Yeah. If it's like a disgusting stunt, like something to do with semen of some sort, hell no, I'm out. But
so that's
Smithers is like, I might just dabble a little bit.
Semen, I don't know.
Semen's not that bad.
That one might be more of a deal breaker, but the physical pain stuff I'm fine with.
So, getting the skateboard to your shins like a guillotine.
Oh God.
I think animal ones is what I couldn't do the animal because they're a little more unpredictable.
One of the worst injuries I ever had was when I cracked my shin bone, and like it looked like an alien was growing out of my shin. It was couldn't walk. It fucking sucked. So, yeah, I'd do it.
Fuck it.
Anyways,
Smithers,
what's
turn on your audio a little.
I did.
Elise said it's real loud. Okay,
I did. Super Bowl. Who you got?
I like the spread. I think it's going to be a close game. +4 for the Bengals is what I would do if I was doing the spread. I almost want to take a money line, but to be honest, I did just watch American Underdog, and now I'm kind of rooting for the Rams.
because of that movie.
Yes, I don't know why, just because of it. I was like, oh damn, the Rams are kind of sick.
I'm
now.
never gonna
No,
vote
fuck
for an
that
LA
dude.
team.
Their owner's a piece of shit. He screwed St. Louis when he moved the team. Stan Kroenke's a dirtbag.
I don't know. Wouldn't you want to move out of St. Louis if you could?
100%. But
Exactly. So
I mean-
that's not a good excuse because it's St. Louis. Fuck St. Louis.
part of me wants to see Stafford win a Super Bowl. You know,
Right.
he that would push him over the edge for Hall of Fame probably, even though he's probably a Hall of Famer already.
Yeah.
But
OBJ
Joe Burrow,
would be
man, you can't
something.
root against Joe Burrow.
He's so cool. Joe Cool.
And the Bengals have won me a lot of money up to this point, so I think I'm probably just going to keep riding that out.
Ride the wave. I was very happy that they took down Kansas City. Fuck Kansas
Yes.
City.
That was where I won the
Tyreek
most
Hill
money
botched
because
it.
I bet them money line, and I was like,
Hell
yes,
yeah.
I am smarter
You
than
must-
all of you.
Minus the fact that you're like, once it was 21-3, you're just like, why would I ever listen to Mark? Why did I listen to Mark? And then you just came
Yeah.
back and won, which is nuts.
And then you went back to resorting to I was gonna bet them anyways.
I fucking bet them before you jerk
Yeah,
off.
we're that here we are. We're back to it. You know what? The
Anyways.
reason I'm not gonna bet the Bengals, I feel like I missed the boat. I tweeted right when playoffs started, I was like, Bengals are going to the Super Bowl, not winning the Super Bowl. They're in the Super Bowl now. I feel like since I didn't bet them like an idiot, because I really didn't feel like they might go to the Super Bowl, I was just kind of talking out my ass. Feel like now
Per
they're not
usual.
going to win if I bet. So I don't think I'm going to bet.
Yeah, you definitely have influence over who wins.
It's all me.
Yeah. The bets that I have currently in, I have a little Aaron Donald Super Bowl MVP, Von Miller Super Bowl MVP because I like the odds for him.
That'd be
They're
his
all
second,
really
too.
good. Exactly. And then just because that Bengals offensive line is atrocious. And then I just took Joe Burrow over 36.5 pass attempts.
That makes sense. I don't know if they'll have the ball that much, but
I think they're going to be playing from behind.
the thing to look out for. So I don't think we should spend too much time talking about betting on this because most of this, like, it'll be over by the time most people hear this.
Yeah, we'll
But
see how
general advice is bet overs early, like as soon as they post the lines, and bet unders late because everybody comes in last minute and wants to bet what's fun, which is the over, right? So they push that number up more and more. It's if you're going to bet an under, wait until right before the game because that's the lowest it'll be. Like look at Cooper Kupp's prop bets right now are at like 125 yards. You know how many guys have had 125 yards in the fucking Super Bowl? Not many. So it's great that betting has become more mainstream and acceptable now, but there's a lot of people out there just pushing lines around that if you know what you're looking for, you can pick some shit out. I like Van Jefferson for a long touchdown too, but
Ooh, what's him anytime touchdown?
I'd have to check that, but if
Who's the
anybody's
best
going to
though?
do it, it's him. He's the only one that's faster than the Bengals safeties. The safeties for the Bengals are really, really good, so they typically don't let stuff get behind them, but anyways, Joe Burrow. Go Joe Burrow. What else we got? Yeah, fuck it. Let's talk some trailers.
Yeah, move on from Sprots.
Yeah, nobody likes when we talk Sprots in the chat, but we got some trailers this week, boys. Actually, some good ones, and not to get back into the Super Bowl, but you know, there's some big ones that'll be coming tomorrow too. Some first look stuff. Jordan Peele's new one, Nope. That one we saw like a brief clip of Steven Yeun in it, but that was it. So it was like a teaser for a teaser trailer, which sucks. But anyways, The Atom Project. Brick, you sounded pretty excited about this movie.
I didn't. I just clicked on the links. The link that you had in the trailer was actually you posted the DC one twice, so I only looked at the links. I didn't see the trailer.
I see that. Mark, what did you think of this trailer?
Wait, Brick, you couldn't just take the
You
time.
couldn't
and
just
put
fucking Google
the
it?
Atom Project
No, I
in
just-
YouTube.
No, what I did was I just looked at the very bottom because it shows all the links that are posted, and I just kind of went from there and looked at them. I didn't really look too far into. I knew what they were based off of the titles there.
All
Sorry.
right. Fair enough.
Okay.
So this is Ryan Reynolds, Mark Ruffalo, Zoe Saldana, and another actress who shall not be named. Pretty ambitious looking movie. So Ryan Reynolds is a time traveler, and he travels to see himself as a kid. And throughout the way, he's fucking a bunch of stuff up because of the butterfly effect and all that. This could be good. It's also directed by the guy who did Free Guy. So
Free Guy. Mm-hmm.
you can expect some comedy in there, probably. A little bit of, heartfulness. That's not a word, but you get the point.
Are we going to get aliens, do you think?
I think so. There's definitely alien technology there. So, yeah, probably.
Looks like he kind of has a lightsaber of sorts.
Yeah. So, this is coming to Netflix March 11th. So we'll definitely be watching it because that's easy. Mark, any thoughts?
Easy.
Yeah. I don't know if he purposely goes back to see himself. Like, I don't see the benefit of going to find your younger 11-year-old self. I think that happens just because he needs to go back into town. It says he crash lands into 2022. So maybe it's not on purpose. Maybe he was trying to go back farther or something happened while he was time traveling. But it does look interesting. That trailer we got last week, since we didn't do the episode, was insane. All those Netflix movies are coming out with, and even bringing back actors and like Mila Kunis and who else was in there? It was some people who we haven't seen in a long ass time. Yeah, I was like, where are these people coming out of? But this looks like it might be a really good Netflix film. So I'm pumped.
All right. Fair. Mark, this is your time to shine. You mentioned the, I like to call them Flexin trailers. DC's trying to flex. What'd you see that you liked?
I mean, they need to flex, even though we haven't even seen, I'll call it like, Batman is going to kick off this phase of new DC movies for the year. And yes, they were flexing for sure with this new trailer. We got to look at the new Black Adam movie. We got to look at the new Flash movie with Ezra Miller.
Oh, I hate his stupid face so much.
I'm not a fan of him either, but a lot of people know that we're going to be getting Michael Keaton's Batman in it. And I believe Ben Affleck as well. I think they were saying.
I've heard that rumor. I don't know that it's confirmed.
What's up, Brick?
So they're multiversing now?
Oh, yeah.
That's
it's
what the Flash movie is going to be. It's, oh, shit, what's it called?
Flashpoint?
Flashpoint, thank you. Wow, coming from Brick.
But this is just going to be called The Flash, I'm pretty certain.
I'm so sick of Ezra Miller.
I think what I'm most pumped for is Aldous Hodge as Hawkman. We get a quick look at him. And what I'm most pumped for is Dr. Fate, Pierce Brosnan playing him. Mm-hmm. He's actually, I would say, my top 10 DC character. And a lot of people don't know much about him. He's fucking just awesome, though.
He's a magic guy.
Yes, big magic guy.
With a funny hat. That's all you really need to know.
Yeah, what else were they showing us there? Aquaman.
Black
Jason
Adam.
Momoa is in that black suit for Aquaman. Looked kind of cool.
You see The Rock.
He looks like a badass.
Mm-hmm. So he's having his, like, maybe it's what turns him to the dark side kind of thing. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It sounded like there was a conversation there where they were like, yo, help us save humanity. And he's just like, nah.
Yeah.
So is he a good guy or bad guy in standard comics?
Bad guy. He is a villain of Shazam.
Okay.
So same kind of powers, just overall being a badass, but yeah.
Yeah. And Black Adam also featured, it made it look like they were in the Flash movie because right after the scene happened, Ezra Miller he said something like, oh, I just got goosebumps. But they showed Atom Smasher and they showed Cyclone as well, which are kind of unknown characters within the DC universe. A lot of people aren't familiar with them, but that should be cool too.
They're probably going to end up with another Justice League movie that gets bigger than the first one because they don't use like Superman. I mean, they will use them maybe. I don't know if Henry Cavill will ever come back. It sounds like he wants to, but I think that there's just too much. What's the opposite of goodwill? Bad will, I suppose.
Yeah.
For those characters that like, I just don't think it would work.
Yeah.
So.
And for our listeners, the slate of DC movies for 2022, this phase, I'll call it, it's going to be Batman March 4th. We're then going to get The Flash as the next movie on November 4th. Or no, this isn't in order. Flash is on November 4th. DC League of Super Pets will be May 20th. We're going to get Black Adam July 29th. We're going to get Shazam Fury of the Gods on June 2nd. And then we're going to get Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom on December 16th. That will be the last movie of the year.
That's a big push out of DC.
that's a huge push. It also
Yeah.
says Shazam is slated for 2023 on IMDb.
Oh yeah, you are right. Okay, maybe this isn't just 2020. Yep, you're right.
I
Other than
thought
that,
Shazam was one of the best DC movies that came out in that little cluster of those
I agree.
movies.
I thought that was really well done.
Zachary Levi was awesome in that.
All right. How about this Lightyear trailer complete with David Bowie, Starman? My kid's gonna go apeshit for this because he loves Toy Story. And Brick, I did not realize that you had made your transition into being a space commander.
I am a animated space commander. Absolutely, I have the exact freaking head shape and demeanor,
hair color. Like I saw the beard and I was like, oh, you're trying to divert away from this. You don't want us to think you look like Buzz Lightyear, but you fucking do.
No, I need to wait, and then I'll do the big reveal once we do the actual review for it.
Just do me a favor
I
and
am
draw the
Buzz
little
Lightyear.
like swirl on your chin.
dude, get a tattoo
Okay.
of the swirl on your chin right now.
That'd be good. This looks good. He's got a little, animated sidekick robot cat. It's, the comic relief will be there. It looks good. It's
We could
Pixar.
have that. I think it's a cool way to introduce some of his auxiliary characters too. And so I mean, in previous Toy Story movies, we've seen Woody and his alternative
Woody's Roundup.
Woody's Roundup. Yeah. Now I think because we have a background of Lightyear's actual crew, that could be the next transition back into Toy Story. I don't know about Tim Allen though. I mean,
Well, they already
I'm
got
not
rid of
really
Tim
sure.
Allen.
Right, exactly. By doing this movie, but
Mhm.
I don't know. Are they going to bring him back? I mean, when's the punishment over? What did he do again? Do cocaine? Who the hell has
No,
him?
he's just
Who?
super right wing. Tim Allen.
Buzz Lightyear. No, he did. He had a possession of a lot of cocaine. He was
That was in the
dealing,
80s.
But that's when he was young.
Yeah, everybody had
shit
cocaine in the
happens.
80s.
Exactly.
Shit happens.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Toy Story though. Anything Toy Story related, I think that franchise is not even just the franchise. Those movies, like separately, if you look at them that way, they just get me. They're super emotional for me. I put on Toy Story 2 this morning, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be a great get ready for the day movie with Nolan. Watch a little bit of it, and it was right at the part when Jessie was looking back at what happened with her person, and then they played the "When She Loved Me" song, and I was about to cry. I'm like, this is so fucking sad.
It's heavy,
So
man.
sad.
I watched the end of Toy Story 4 this morning. That is heavy. Bo,
That's a very-
Woody separating from Buzz. Spoiler alert. But yeah, I think if that was kind of their out with Tim Allen in the first place, is that they can just go be Bo and Woody can just go be toys somewhere else now in the world. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
Do
they
ever
need to
just
worry about that.
Do they ever just reset it completely and just kind of scrap all those characters and just do a new Toy Story with new toys?
I guess you could if you did. You just call it a reboot or whatever. You've got Bonnie's Room or whoever. Yeah, look, man, they made a shitload of money on these movies. So
Exactly. I'm just saying you don't need to bring Tom Hanks back and the whole crew. You can definitely get some different voice actors in there and kind of go with the similar premise for a new generation.
yeah, agreed. All right, let's keep this rolling. More Jurassic World, Dominion. Does anybody care about this anymore?
Yes, this looks like a lot of fun, honestly. I feel like it's the first time that they've actually brought dinosaurs into the real world, and there's a lot more that they can do with that. And it's now they're in the wild, they're in the mountains, it seems like to start out, then they're all of a sudden infiltrating the cities. I just think there's a lot more that they can do with dinosaurs terrorizing an entire population rather than people that are dumb enough to go visit them on an island.
Yeah.
So what happened?
The last one was
Sorry,
so bad.
What happened in the
that
last
bad.
one?
It was
I wasn't
fucking
on that
terrible.
episode.
Uh,
Weren't they already released into the real world? Because there was that scene where
At the end.
raptor was in the house.
Yeah.
They had a giant mansion where they were bidding raptors and dinosaur bones or whatever. I don't know what they were. They were
Oh.
bidding actual dinosaurs or something like that.
It was
So
like a black market.
Exactly, and it was the start of them getting accidentally released into the actual human civilization.
They escape pretty much because idiots were trying to buy dinosaurs, and that's what happens because they're fucking dinosaurs.
Super rich people being so bored with their money that they're like, I need a velociraptor in
Yeah.
my life.
Which actually is Nick Cage because he had that T-Rex skull, and then he didn't pay his taxes for years and had to sell it. Yeah, but this is coming June 10th. I know I'm going to go see it because the originals are incredible, and even the first Chris Pratt one was pretty good, but man, I fucking hated the last one.
I didn't hate it. And they're bringing back the original cast, like fully.
They did that last time too, though, and
barely.
Yeah, they were barely in it.
But I think this one they're going to be more prominently featured. I think.
I guess. Whatever. Last trailer.
Sorry, did you mention this will be the conclusion of the Jurassic Park franchise or era? They're calling it.
They always say that.
Yeah, that. No,
I
just don't believe that.
Too. I'm just reading what this says online.
I was waiting for that last scene in the trailer to just have Dom Toretto roll up and be like, "It's all right, we got family." And just drive over a fucking bird dinosaur.
I'm just saying, it would save the franchise, and they would make billions of dollars. Make it happen.
I agree with you. Elise, I agree in the chat. She said that this is just one of those franchises I will always keep giving a chance. I'm going to give it a chance too. It's cool to look at least.
It's really hard not to get pumped about dinosaurs.
It's right on.
All-time theme song too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We could do a draft of theme songs.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That'd be good.
Write that down. Yeah. Last trailer for a Stephen King story called Firestarter. There was also a Prodigy song, right, Mark?
I think so.
All right. Which one? So this is going to theaters and streaming on Peacock May 13th. Not a great sign when you're doing the tandem release on streaming. Could just be lower budget. I know Stephen King sold the rights to a lot of his books to Netflix. You know, they made those shows for a while and shit like that. He's got so many books he can just fucking sell them to anybody. I can't think of a more prolific writer. He was just blowing rails of cocaine and turning out books in the 80s. That's all he did.
Burning and churning.
So this is basically, didn't we get something really similar to this? What was that?
Sniffing and riffing.
James Gunn movie where the kid, yeah, exactly. Brightburn.
Never saw it.
Yeah, I don't think anybody did. Zac Efron's in this though.
Weren't there a bunch that came to Netflix too? There was like one in the crop fields, I remember.
Yeah, you literally were not listening to what I just said, but okay.
Sorry. I was just listening. I was thinking about burning and churning. I'm like, wait, what's another play on words we can use about him just ripping lines, like maybe sniffing and riffing, something
hitting
like
the booger sugar.
Booger and fuck it, whatever.
Booger sugar is a favorite for me. The term. Not the actual drug, but anyways.
No, I'm talking about doing the drug, but also writing. Like, how can you make a play on words with that?
I'll have to think about that and get back to you.
And then like riffing a line. Riffing, is that the right term? I don't know.
Literally snowing ideas. All right.
Riffing's more improv, but yeah.
I guess every writer is improving at some point.
That's fair enough.
All right, let's talk about some news. So as of March 1st, Netflix is removing all of its Marvel Defenders properties, Daredevil, Luke Cage, all that shit, as they get ready to relinquish the rights of this back to Disney. So this isn't official technically because in other countries it will still be on the service, but we're getting close to this, and obviously Marvel decided they were going to add Charlie Cox Daredevil. So they're keeping going with Kingpin. So this is good news. Maybe we can actually get more from these characters. I want John Bernthal in this. I want the Punisher to show back up.
That would be awesome to get him into the Marvel universe. And then what about like Iron Fist? Did you want that to be completely redone? Do you want him to be completely redone?
I think that guy was just such a boner. I just did not give a shit about him.
I remembered how much you guys hated it.
It was so fucking bad. And that was before Netflix introduced the option to like watch things at a higher speed. That was painful, cramming 10 episodes of that in. Ugh.
That was just a bad time period for Marvel, I feel like, because they release Defenders shortly after that, and that was bad too.
I think, yeah, I think Defenders. No, it was they rushed the second season of Iron Fist for some reason. That got another fucking season, and it was
You're
bad.
right.
Anyways, moving on. Amazon is bringing on Ridley Scott to executive produce a brand new live-action streaming series that will be a follow-up to Blade Runner 2049, a criminally underrated movie, in my opinion. I thought it was excellent. Won Oscars for cinematography and just gorgeous film. Denis Villeneuve was the cinematographer on that, who's he just did Dune, which also is getting Oscar noms for some reason. But this is set 50 years after the events of the 2017 film. I'm excited for this.
I actually never saw the first Blade Runner.
The very first one or the 2017
Either
one?
of them. Either of them.
The final cut of the original Blade Runner is on Netflix, and it's definitely worth checking out.
Yeah.
It's got one of the all-time monologues in it from the crazy guy who was a robot.
In the rain.
Yeah.
At the end. Yeah.
Excellent movies. So
it still holds up too. You might be thinking like, oh, it's a 80s or early 90s movie. Sometimes I get like that with movies of that time, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to give this a chance right now.
It's hard when they try to be futuristic.
Yeah.
It's retro futuristic, which is fucking right up my alley. I love that shit.
It's like cyberpunk kind of stuff. It's cool aesthetic. Yeah. Futurama is the most canceled and revived show of all time. So obviously I'm very excited for this. Brick, it seems like you're kind of a Futurama fan.
I've seen all of them. They're great. I love Futurama.
Excellent. If you haven't seen them, you should definitely watch them. They're all available on Hulu. It's coming back again, possibly without one of my favorite voice actors of all time, John DiMaggio. Every time I mention him, I have to mention his documentary, I Know That Voice, because it's so good. It's just a rush of nostalgia for all your favorite characters from when you were a kid. But they're having issues, pay dispute, but Katie Sagal and Tress MacNeille and all of them have already signed on, but they signed on before they talked to John DiMaggio, and John DiMaggio wants more money, but but the studio doesn't want to pay somebody more than they're already paying the other actors, yada, yada, yada. So it's a money dispute.
Actors that haven't been with that franchise through the whole thing, pretty much.
I mean, it's pretty much the same voice cast. And they're all super prolific. Phil Lamar, all those people, and obviously Billy, the guy who voices Fry. But yeah, I can't see them not working this out. Bender is so recognizable, such a staple, and I'll be very upset if they don't figure it out.
Go ahead, Brick. Go ahead.
How did that end? I thought it ended where it was like, I don't know if they can. I mean, it's in the future; they can fucking do whatever they want. But I thought it ended where it was like actually a nice,
they tied a bow on it.
The end.
Yeah, Fry and Leela, and I won't spoil it. There's a very heartwarming ending.
It's been out for forever.
I just also told people that if they haven't seen it, they should go watch it on Hulu. But
okay.
I guess it doesn't matter. It's not like linear storytelling mostly, anyways. So
right.
But yeah, I'm excited.
At the end. Okay.
DiMaggio's been in everything animated.
Yep.
Ben 10, Final Space. He was just in the Batman Long Halloween movie.
Adventure Time. He was the Joker.
Adventure Time. Star Wars animated films. Teen Titans Go. Dude, my God. They're just like, hey, you're doing this. He's like, oh, fine.
Fucking pay the guy.
Wow. He's
all right.
in this shit.
Last bit of news, then we'll move on. We got our Oscar noms. I don't know that we really care about this. Dune, Belfast, Coda, Don't Look Up, Drive My Car, King Richard. They have so many these are all Best Picture nominations, by the way. Licorice Pizza, Nightmare Alley, Power of the Dog, and West Side Story. I think we saw a total of like 2 of those. 3 maybe.
I saw Power of the Dog, and I don't get what everyone is raving about with that movie.
That was the Humperdinck Bumblesnatch one, right?
Yeah, it was fine, and it was with Jesse Pinkman, or not Pinkman, Jesse Plemons. But yes, from the Pinkman show.
What does the dog? Does the dog die? Is there a dog in there, and does he die?
Sounds very memorable.
There's a dog that dies, I think.
Oh, son of a bit. Well, not watching that one. Can't win an Oscar. Fuck that.
Yeah. Zero zilch.
It's a period piece, though. Like the costume design's really cool, the setting, all that kind of stuff. The story is fine. It's very dramatic and emotional. Everyone just thinks it's like the new Nomadland. It's kind of how I see it.
God damn it. It's criminal
that
a
dog dies.
It's criminal that Spider-Man didn't get an Oscar nom.
I think we got to go Dune, right? What would you say then?
I want to see King Richard, to be honest. I want to see that one.
I still want to see Nightmare Alley. It's available on HBO Max now.
I thought it was on Hulu.
It's on Hulu via HBO, I think. It might be on both. Could be on both. But obviously they did that presciently looking forward and seeing like we're going to make an Oscar push for this. And that's kind of the shitty thing about this. Like it's not a meritocracy. It's not always the best films because you have to actively campaign to the Academy for your movie to be considered. And I think that's bullshit. But also props to all those guys out there, guys and girls who make movies and don't give a shit about the awards and just make them for the hell of it. I'm looking at you like James Gunn and whoever else makes weird movies. Whoever made Psycho Gorman, you're the true hero.
Right
Speaking of, I did see a couple of movies that we should put on our list of things that punishment movies. I don't even think this would be a punishment movie for Mark. Killing Gunther.
You heard of
that?
Schwarzenegger.
With Schwarzenegger.
Oh, really? Okay, I'll watch it.
A group of ambitious, albeit bumbling assassins band together to terminate the world's greatest hitman, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Just came out this year.
I feel like if you're Arnold Schwarzenegger, you would be a really bad hitman. You stick out like a sore thumb. You're like 6'5", just massive, with this very distinct accent. I feel like he would be a bad hitman.
I feel like, yeah, that guy's going to kill somebody. I mean, look at him. He's just a cold-blooded murderer.
Yeah.
And
he hasn't done a good movie in a long time. All right, let's move on.
Here's some money. Go see a Star Wars.
There is... Elise in the chat says she misses the points system. Do we have to resurrect that?
I think that's a great idea. I love the points
we
system.
did that. We've done so many dumb so many dumb ideas that we just abandon and never go back to.
I completely forgot about the point system.
We did trivia for a while. We did brainstorming movie ideas. We
did the superhero fights. Which I left that game at your house. That's a great game.
All right, let's do our recommendations. I will kick this off. I know that you've all heard me complain about working too much, so I won't harp on that. But it basically led me to watch stuff that I felt like I could sort of pay attention to, not really, which led me back to Boba Fett, the book of Boba Fett, because the first 2 episodes were dog shit. Truly bad. Just a personal opinion. If you liked it, that's fine. But I saw what was at the time a spoiler. Now they're promoting it everywhere. Cad Bane from Clone Wars shows up, and I love that character. And I wanted to see how they did it in live action, so I went back to it, and I'm glad that I did. I think it's really well done. I have not seen the finale yet. It aired this week. So going back to that, Book of Boba Fett.
Dan, you're going to be disappointed.
That sucks.
I finished it. I did like it. I thought it was saved by that second half of the season there. I think we all know why.
Yeah.
If you've watched it. But that was I did enjoy that one.
I do not like the guy who plays Boba Fett. I don't think he's a good actor.
Neither do I.
I think it's pretty evident that he can't hold a series because the best episodes from what I've been seeing, I'm not caught up yet, from what I'm hearing are the ones with Mando coming back. And everyone's like, oh, yes. Yep. And I'm like, wait, you're telling me the best episodes are the ones without Boba Fett in it?
Correct.
It's not really a spoiler, dude. At this point, it's like
they're blasting it everywhere. I saw a
knows.
tweet this morning that showed like action clips of these characters all doing stuff. I was like, what? Fuck, man. What? I haven't seen the ending yet.
Yeah.
That's the problem with media nowadays. It's just like the Book of Boba Fett just aired and it's 12:00. It's like 1:00 in the morning and here's the spoilers. It's just like, all right, TikTok, holy fuck. Relax.
Yeah. All right, Mark, what do you recommend?
I just watched The Alpinist, which is similar to
Pianist?
It's Alpinist, yeah. It's a guy with the climbs mountains with his penis. But it's a really I don't want to spoil it. Go watch it. If you ever watch like Dawn the Wall around I think his name is Alex Hamill or Hammond or something. Whatever. One of the best Hamill or something like that. One of the best rock climbers around. But all of a sudden, this whole documentary, I thought it was about that guy again, and he's been featured on a bunch of rock climbing documentaries. It's not. He was just commenting on this one guy who just came out of nowhere. Well, he didn't really come out of nowhere. They had to find him because he was so this guy didn't have a social media. He just word of mouth. People were talking about him. He was a 22-year-old dude doing some of the most insane runs or whatever you want to call it. And scaling mountains. He was a rock climber, but an alpinist is you basically do all terrain. And he taught himself how to fucking go through, like he would climb to the top of a mountain, but then it started getting snowy. So he'd do ice picking up it and shit like that. This kid is insane. He's a 23, 24-year-old guy. Marc-Andre Leclerc. Go watch it.
Leclerc.
It's really cool. Leclerc. There you go. From British Columbia, Canada, I'm pretty sure.
Exactly. French-Canadian, it's Leclerc.
Yeah. It's just he was on a different level and everyone knew that. And yeah, I'm not going to spoil the end. It's just insane the stuff this guy did. Insane.
All right. Brick, what do you got?
Yeah.
I got a couple of them. I touched on it earlier, but I'll save that one for later. Murderville on Netflix is a comedy crime mystery show with Will Arnett, and he's an eccentric detective. Terry Seattle teams up with a clueless celebrity, and
That's the dumbest name of all time.
And they investigate a series of murders. And so the celebrity guest does not have a script. So basically it's all improv for like the celebrity guest. And it's just Will Arnett just setting people up. They have great guests on there. They got Marshawn Lynch in the second episode. They got, I know that's the biggest sell ever. They have Kumail Nanjiani. They have,
I saw Ken Jeong.
Ken Jeong, Conan O'Brien. Ken Jeong episode was by far the best one. He was hilarious.
He's such a weirdo. I love him.
Oh, it was so good because it's all improv, and Will Arnett sets them up to do like ridiculous things, and then they just like kind of go along with it because like it's just improv. And then it's very well done. It's very funny. Short watch, 30 minutes an episode, and it's just like Will Arnett just being funny and goofy. It's great.
Nice.
Other one is going to be American Underdog with that Kurt Warner story. It's just such like within the first 30 minutes, I already started crying. I was like, good Lord.
Stop.
It was so good. Like I forgot. It's all more about his like family life and stuff. And
I don't give a shit about that.
Struggling.
Wasn't he like a trash man or something?
Good.
No, he was bagging groceries.
Worked in a grocery store. But also it's just like his relationship that he has like with his like adopted kids. And how he's like his wife just already had 2 kids and one of them was like blind. And it's just like their relationship and how he was just such an underdog. It's just such a good story, honestly. I was just like, God damn it, Kurt Warner. This is so good. It was really well done. I was going to make
a comment about what a boner Kurt Warner was, but he's actually a really good dude, and now I feel bad.
He's the man. I just like, and Zachary Levi played him a really good Kurt Warner. Like some of the lines that he had in there based off of his like TV personality and just like what I've seen of Kurt Warner, it just like fits so well. I really, really enjoyed it.
He's just like he's the sports equivalent of like Wonder Bread. He's just fucking boring. Like I know his story is good, but him personally, like when I see him on TV, I'm like, oh, you're boring me. Stop talking. You're boring.
I don't find him boring. I like Kurt Warner. Either way, it's a good, either way, really good story. And it just like, it does have good football action too. It's cool to see, Marshall Falk and Isaac Bruce played in there, and then they got like Dick Vermeil played by Dennis Quaid. Like,
wow,
it's honestly it's a really good story, obviously, and I super enjoyed it.
Okay.
I actually also watched Antler.
You like Levi, Zachary Levi?
Zachary Levi
portrayal?
Yeah, he does a really good job.
Good.
Some of the lines in there, he just like delivers it like really well done.
Kurt Warner.
Like Kurt Warner.
It's pretty easy to sound like Kurt Warner, just be really fucking boring. Sorry, I'll stop ragging on him.
Super hitter. Yeah, once you see this movie, you're gonna feel bad after you see the movie. Like, damn. All right, Kurt Warner.
I'm not gonna watch this. I'd have to lose a bet.
Yeah, of course. What else is new? You still wouldn't do it.
Fuck off. I also want to.
When are we gonna get that?
How far have you gotten into Pokemon?
I just bought it yesterday. I'm not gonna play it until I have to travel.
Okay.
This week, I won't be here next weekend. I'll be in California.
Okay. I played some of it. I know that people love it. I haven't been able to play since last weekend, but it's fun. It's a little bit of a grind. It's kind of slow in the beginning. But honestly, you can skip most of the dialogue and shit, and like it's Pokemon, you know what you're doing. But it's good.
Right, but it seems like the lady that I bought it from, like there was literally one copy left at Walmart, and she's like, "Oh, where'd that come from?" Literally, it's been sold out since it came out.
I went
And I
2
was like,
places,
"Oh."
couldn't find it. I had to buy a digital copy.
Yeah, I don't know. I got lucky apparently. I was like, "Oh, divine intervention." I was just traveling to the west, which just makes no sense. But yeah,
All right.
I have two more recommendations.
Go.
I also
go ahead.
I also beat Ghosts of Tsushima, which was amazing.
gotta
Literally
play
one of
that
the best. One of the best stories. It's about 100 hours, so you have no time to do that. 0%.
Fuck.
And it's one of those things that starts out a little slow, 2 to 3 hours in, and you'll start to like visit that open world, and it'll start to click. But by the time you get to the third act, you have like these little mini stories that are like part 1 of 9, and like you get through half of it early on, and then like at the very end, act 3, everything culminates and comes together, and it just feels like everything was so masterfully done. It was incredible. No wonder it won Game of the Year. Beautifully done. It's the graphics were pristine. It was crazy. The individual leaves on trees, and they have such a beautiful background and atmosphere. It's insane. They also do like different seasons. It felt like throughout the whole game. And so like
I'm sure the cherry blossoms were beautiful though.
The cherry
Like
blossoms were, yeah. They had literally beautiful flowers and beautiful mountain landscapes, and then you got the ocean, and then you have it's really incredibly
I'm gonna
done.
cry. I'm gonna cry.
I'm starting Ratchet and Clank coming up here soon.
You're just like Ghost of Tsushima, Ratchet and Clank.
Well, I actually
next up.
And I finished it yesterday, and like in the early morning, and then I just was like in a funk the rest of the day. You know, and you finish something that you really love, and you're just like, damn.
Yeah.
It's completed. Now what I didn't know what to do with myself. I was like, what the fuck do I do?
Can you think of a better campaign story of not recent years, but maybe like since like Red Dead Redemption? Was it better than that campaign? Did you play Witcher Wild Hunt?
I didn't beat Red Dead because I went to Italy. Like, and that game was so like I played for like 2 weeks, and then like I got to Italy, and then I couldn't get back into it because it was just significantly slower than a lot of games that I was used to. And I was like, I'm not going to get back into this. It's hard. It was just hard. Trying to think of another game that was like somewhat similar. I don't come back to me on that one.
Witcher sounds like the most, like, just from what I've heard. But
I could see The Witcher, but like the difference is like the side stories weren't just like run and do this. I felt like each individual side story had its own like actual unique story, and nothing was really too repetitive. Where it was like it's 100 hours, but like having all of these stories intertwined, and like you are just the savior, you're the last samurai fighting all this Mongol army. It's just great characters, incredible cinematography in it too.
I didn't want to port it to PC because I don't want to play it. I have a PS4 Pro, but I really want to play it on PC.
Wait for a PC port. I would say it's probably not too far along. They already have a couple
years
Horizon.
For God of War.
Well, yeah, they also have the new Horizon game already on
That's fair.
PC port.
Was it better than Max Payne 2, The Fall of Max Payne?
No, nothing's better than that game.
That's what I thought.
All right. Just want to mention one more time too. Resident Alien came back. Last season was incredible, but I won't belabor that. It's just good.
Are you guys watching The Legend of Vox Machina right now on Amazon?
The trailer didn't really grab me.
Really? It's very typical D&D campaign. It starts off when they're in a bar and get in a huge fight. I don't know. I get it. Like if you're going to make a show like this, you're going to really stick to the classic D&D style type storyline. It's been okay so far. It's not a show you're going to want to watch with your kids. I'll say that. It does have very adult themes in it.
And that's the most sold I've been on it yet.
And are we going to talk about the scammers? Because I want to transition into that.
We were just about to move to Best Man. You want me to play the drop?
Sure, play it.
Best. Worst.
The worst. She's the worst person in the world. Huge, skank, terrible, but thank you.
Do you want me to set this up? Do you want me to explain what happened?
I just wanted to mention a news story I saw because one of my recommendations was this Tinder swindler documentary that hit Netflix that everyone has been talking about. Essentially, this guy, Simon Leviev, I think his name is, fakes his identity and basically has a Ponzi scheme of women where he cons them out of millions of dollars. And I was looking at an article the other day, and it's not just him. I guess Americans lost $1 billion in the last year. They're calling it of romance scams. And I thought that was super interesting. He's not the only one doing it. I'm sure that he's taking more money than most, but this is not unusual, I guess. Like, people go on Tinder, they meet somebody who might be lying about themselves, and then they form this relationship, and later on they convince them, hey, something happened with my family, or I needed to pay off a medical bill. And people are giving people they've met on these dating sites money. It's kind of fucking crazy.
I'm so glad I was never single for dating apps. Ugh.
Yeah.
So was this guy just better at it than everybody else, or?
He probably exploited it the most and was like notorious for it.
I saw a picture of him like
see
getting into a Ferrari, so I assume he was pretty good at it.
He was extremely good at it. He's 100% a total shitbag. But you cannot deny that he was really good at it, and he was clever. Like,
Mark respects the hustle.
He pulled this off. No, he's overall, fuck this guy completely. But yeah, it's interesting to see.
No, he didn't do anything illegal. People willingly gave him money.
Go check it out.
If he does
crazy.
end up getting caught up for something, it'll likely be like wire fraud or something like that, because that is something that people take very seriously, people being governments. But yeah, Ezreal in the chat says his charisma stats were maxed out.
Yeah, he
That
basically
tracks.
never had to take out a loan in his name or anything, because he was convincing all these girls to get credit cards under their name, where he was just using it as, I don't even know, they were just taking out money or cash advancing or whatever the fuck they were doing with it.
Isn't that credit card fraud?
Not in his name, not his card.
So
You
it's
just convince them
That's fucked.
to take a card
get a
off.
cash advance, send me the money. That's fucked up.
Yeah, that's really fucked up. That's a really
Or
shitty
just give me
thing
a
to do.
copy of your card. Yeah.
Speaking of really shitty things to do, scamming anyone is a dick move. Trying to do it and not being any good at it is a really stupid move. So I'm going to tell this story real quick, and we're actually going to try and call this gentleman. I assume it's a gentleman. Could be a lady. Who knows? But yesterday morning, I got a text message, and it was from someone who claimed to be the CEO of my company. They knew my CEO's name. They knew my name, and obviously they had my phone number. So the only thing I could really deduce is that they went to my LinkedIn and backed into some stuff, and they had my phone number. But I get a text message, and something is off immediately, spelling things wrong. You know what? I don't know how anybody ever falls for these fucking scams. But eventually he gets to the point where, of course, he's asking me to go buy gift cards and send them the code so that he can take money from me via Steam gift cards. He really wanted Steam gift cards. He told me that he was meeting with a client, and in order to keep the client happy, we needed gift cards. So I kept this guy on the hook for about as long as I could. It ended up being about an hour and a half, all said and done. I was just kind of like looking at my phone while I was working, just shooting a random text every now and then. I had to go snap a picture of my dog's butthole. And yeah, so if you want the full saga, the text messages are available on our Instagram at the Chumpcast. But Mark, you wanna give this guy a call?
Yeah, I'm going to call him right now just to make sure. I'm not going to repeat the whole number, but is it the 904 number, or is that your number?
That is the scammer's numbers. Jacksonville area code. So it's a really slim chance this guy's going to answer, but we got to try it, right?
Okay. Ending in
Might as well.
0086, right?
It's just the 90 whatever number.
Okay, got it. All right. Here we go. Hold on.
TJ's in the chat, and he just said, "What is Steam?" And that can't be a real question, right?
No, I was actually going to mention that. A lot of people don't know what the hell that is. That's basically the platform where you buy games on your computer.
It's like the best place to get games.
Mm-hmm.
I need to keep the clients happy. I need $1,000 in Steam gift cards. Well, how about Chili's? I
gotta shout out Daryl, our guy Daryl from the Discord as well, and Watch It Like, who's been on the show with us before. I was crowdsourcing I posted this in a couple different Discord servers. I was like, anybody got any ideas? I want to keep this going for as long as I could. This person is an idiot, frankly.
The pig balls.
Piggy poop balls. I love pulling that meme out anytime you can.
Oh, sorry, that's my pet pig. He's got enormous, glorious balls, and I cannot rid him of them, or whatever.
The highlight of the entire conversation for me was when I sent that, and then I got the LOL as a response.
Yeah. And then he also got bastard spelled wrong, too.
Yes, spelled incorrectly. Mark, you got the number?
Yes. If you're not calling over the internet, Google Voice uses its own number. If you are not calling over the internet, when you place a call using your carrier minutes. Okay, so I think I'm good at if I'm connected to Wi-Fi. I assume. Got it. Okay.
All right. So we're waiting with bated breath here. I really hope he answers because I want to invite him to Chili's.
Hello. Please state your name after the tone, and Google Voice will try to connect you.
Botched it immediately. Ned Steebly?
It's ringing? It's got to be a Google number, right? Nobody'd be dumb enough to do that. Well, he might be.
Too smart.
Pick up,
You
bastard.
got to leave him a voicemail if he doesn't answer.
Bastard.
Bastard. Turd.
Damn it. He's not going to answer.
Hi, this is Ned
The Google
Schneebly.
subscriber you have called is not available. Please leave a message after the tone.
You know who it is. I'm here with the
Jacksonville
goods at
Chili's.
Chili's. I've ordered 3 awesome blossoms already. You're still not here.
I
You're
want
about
my
to kick
baby
me out
back,
if
baby
I
back,
if I don't
baby
order
back.
my other margarita. You better hurry up. Otherwise, you're not getting these codes. You're not getting these gift cards. Call me back, you son of a bee.
That, man,
You
I
have
really...
a message. You have a message from. I'm at Chili's with the goods.
I really wanted to see what kind of accent this person had, because there's no way that English was their first language. So was it going to be like Eastern Bloc European? Was it going to be Indian? Was it going to be Latin American? I was very curious, but that's unfortunate.
Yeah, based off of the English that was given to you in the text, very poor.
I'm going to keep texting this person because it's funny to me, and that's all I really care about. But yeah, you're a shitbag.
I really hope I called the right number, because this whole calling through Google Voice is very weird. Like a random Google number called me and it's like, we're connecting you. And I'm like, I hope it's the number I dialed.
Yeah.
Some random guy's going to pick it up and be like, what the fuck? His wife's going to be in the car. They're going to be on speaker like, who the fuck is this guy? He's at
Is this your
Chili's.
girlfriend? Are you meeting?
Gift cards.
Yo, I hope it's a woman, and she plays that on speaker, and her husband thinks that you're having an affair with this person. I think that would be the perfect bow on this
I'm
ridiculous.
3 awesome blossoms in, you son of a bee.
All right. Do we have anything else to talk about for Best Man? I do want to mention, I'd be remiss if I didn't say this, because Brick, I always gave you shit when you're playing COD, and you would go to the goulash, but you were actually going to the gulag.
Gulag. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is probably the stupidest person on the planet, she definitely would have bought them gift cards and sent them.
My boss needs it.
But she was comparing someone, like the police that sit in the Senate hearing room, she was comparing them to the Gestapo, who were the horrible secret police of the Nazis in World War II. But instead, she referred to the cold soup known as gazpacho. And frankly, I think this says a lot about our current state of affairs. Don't elect stupid people. Don't make stupid people famous. Jesus Christ. I don't know what else to say.
Glenn Gary, Glenn Close.
Typical Brick.
That's yours is funny though, because like I know that you know the difference between goulash and gulag. She had no fucking idea. She thought that there were the gazpacho police.
The soup police.
Literal soup
is
Nazis.
gazpacho a thing? Is that like an Italian soup or
It's
something?
cold soup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Elise with a submission in the chat. Dolly Parton, who is the consummate wholesome person and helps everyone. Thank you, Brick. She
Also
is
for you.
providing tuition for anyone who works at Dollywood. And we need more people like that. She should be a fucking politician, not Marjorie Taylor Greene. But
I've been
I
to
digress.
Dollywood before. I was in the show.
Really?
Yeah, when I was a senior in high school, I went there and then
Okay.
went to the rodeo. And my family had they rented out a big corner of it or whatever, and they brought me and my sister out there, and we were part of the show. And I won the horse racing competition that I was in. They fucking fooled me it was perfect. I was the biggest like obviously doofus that teenage boy that they just set up to do all the bits and the gags, and they were telling me to do all this stuff, and it worked out perfectly. Show was
Nice.
great.
I always wanted to be on Bozo when I was a kid. I don't
Yeah.
know why. That'd be cool to do the Bozo buckets. All right, let's move on. So, that fart means that it's time to talk about our movie review. I don't suspect that this will be a terribly long one, but we saw Death on the Nile. Let me pull up the Rotten Tomatoes scores because I'm never prepared.
It was like 60, 65 or something.
So this is Kenneth Branagh, Gal Gadot, Armie Hammer, Letitia Wright, Russell Brand. It's got a really, really star-studded cast, even if it is people who are currently embattled in controversy is probably the right way to say it. Mm-hmm. Armie Hammer is a weirdo, and Letitia Wright is kind of a dumbass. So, okay.
Okay, but wait, the Armie Hammer controversy. I was under the impression he was eating people. Is that right or no?
He seems like he's a
their blood.
kind of a sadist. Like he likes rough things, and maybe sometimes they get a little too rough. Some of his exes came out and kind of discussed some of the things, and it sounded kind of borderline abuse. But let's not talk about that.
He was like that kid. He was like the kid in second grade that would lick his cut to get a reaction from people because he liked the way his irony blood tasted, but that never left him. He's that guy.
Oddly specific, but
Vampire.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay. 65% on Rotten Tomatoes, 83% from fans. Boy, I don't get that. So this is a follow-up in the saga of Hercule Poirot.
What?
Who was obviously this famous detective. This is Agatha Christie novels. So there's not really spoilers here. It's kind of just everybody knows what happens. And God, TJ, yes, TJ came with us. He won't shut the fuck up about he wants to shout out. TJ came with us to see this bad movie.
TJ was there.
Kenneth Branagh plays Hercule Poirot, who I'm just going to call Hercules from here on out so I don't have to keep saying that. He also directed this, which is pretty cool.
Isn't
right?
he up for Best Director?
I don't know the answer to that because the Oscars don't mean much to me.
Right. I just saw his face on the cover of when they said Best Director.
Okay, so what do we want to talk about? There's a murder. It's on the Nile, and it's really fucking obvious who did it the entire time.
At no point you're like, who done it?
Yeah.
You already know who did it.
It's the most obvious answer.
Very true. It is the most obvious answer. I agree. It hit me the second death, I guess. I was like, oh, it's got to be that guy or that girl. And it was just like, duh. And then I was just kind of waiting. I was looking at my phone a lot, like you were saying. Mark went on Twitch and I posted stuff to Games Dean being like, go watch Twitch. Because it was just, the pacing was bad, I felt, for this movie.
I didn't really have a problem with the pace. It's about 2 hours, so it's not painfully long. It's just boring. It's you keep waiting for a twist or a surprise, and they try, but they're really feeble attempts, and it just wasn't good.
After 40 minutes, I was like, somebody kill somebody. Like, what the fuck was going on? I was waiting. It was all set up in the beginning, early parts of the day, or the movie. I thought the best part of the movie was Hercules's backstory when he was World War I and going through and being a detective early on, and the black and white, and the Germans themselves, they did that kind of booby trap and abandon the front lines, if you will.
Yeah. Because
they were trying to consolidate their troops. They had about 50 troops in these front lines shooting and pretending like they were still up there, and then they would all retreat back, and then they'd leave all these booby traps, and which exactly what they portrayed in the initial part of the movie.
You said booby.
Boobies.
I will say that the setting for this is exquisite. It's beautifully shot, very well done, very well directed. The costumes and things like that. So this is in the 20s, probably 20s or 30s.
30s, because they had references to like in 1924 this is what happened and shit. So
Okay.
and it was after World War I, which was ended in 1919.
Yeah, that's really all the good things that I can say about this. It's not funny. It's not interesting. I don't know. Mark, you've been awfully quiet.
I liked. I thought Kenneth Branagh's, or whatever his last name is, his performance as the main detective was really good. I could see him.
I agree.
I could see him getting into some method acting throughout like a year prior, and like going to Thanksgiving and start blaming his family members, like you fucking double dipped in the cranberry, and
I can prove it
at them. Yeah, that would be hilarious if he went like full method acting for this, just blaming everyone for everything. I thought he was good though. I thought, yes, the cast, whether or not you agree with some of the controversy that's happened with some of these actors, I thought the cast was good. It was weird seeing Russell Brand with short hair, and was that really a short hair? I doubt it.
Right? He doesn't talk in this movie until like an hour in.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
He just stands in the corner and looks sad.
But they made it really obvious, because they were trying not to be how will I put it? Like the one cousin or whatever his name is that comes in and greets Lene in the beginning while they're in the ballroom.
Mm-hmm.
He, like, the whole time, whenever there was something that happened, he's in the background, like looking side to side, really suspicious. But you point to those people and you're like, okay, he for sure didn't do it, because they obviously want me to see him in the background looking, kind of unsure or scared or whatever. Russell Brand was the same way. He's like being too quiet. So yeah, I counted him out right away.
Yeah.
It was a super predictable whodunit.
I did say Jackie, she had a really like very menacing and sinister like smirk that she did really well, I felt. Even though, again, you're kind of like, and I liked her as an actress in this, and you're spot on with the actual costume design. When Gal Gadot does like the Cleopatra impression, that was awesome. The mustache for Hercule was freaking hilariously amazing. It was like a double stash. I don't even know how would you explain that stash. It was glorious.
It was great because, like, it was obviously him paying tribute to his captain, who he couldn't save, because he had that mustache, right? But also it covers up, the scarring on his face and all that shit. So yeah, I love that they worked that in there.
Yeah, and I did feel like they did a really good job with the setting. Was like the best character. I think they had great scope of like the Egyptian pyramids and the Sphinx, and then when they're on the Nile itself, they have like the boat passing by and they just have like a crocodile eating a bird, just like setting the actual atmosphere. I thought that was really well done, and that was what kept me interested in the movie itself, was the costume design and the setting, as we kind of talked about earlier.
I went the entire movie thinking that Rose Leslie was Nancy from Stranger Things, because all you white people look the same to me.
Yeah.
She's really skinny.
Yeah.
She was very petite.
Yeah.
What's her name in Game of Thrones?
Ygritte.
Yeah.
In the beginning, when they were doing the dancing scenes, they were just like fucking on the dance floor. It was really weird and uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And he was doing it right in front of his girlfriend. It was didn't like that. This movie sucked. Skip it.
Okay. I'm going to say save it.
I'm going to say save it too.
Wow. Okay. I'm glad you guys liked it.
didn't
Brick,
hate
I thought you were going to come back to me and be pissed because you asked me what I thought of it. And I just wanted to give you something good, because I didn't want to influence your thoughts on it before you went in to go see it. So
Right.
I'm glad that you guys took something out of this that you could kind of enjoy.
Yeah. Well, the reason I asked was because it was blizzarding out here, and my closest theater is 20 minutes away, and I was like, everyone in Colorado sucks ass at driving, especially when it's snowing. So I was like, well, I guess I'll go see it. So, because
Had I known that, I would have told you to stay home.
Right. Either way, I
All
almost
right.
fucking slid and crashed.
So this is going to wrap up episode 283 from us. We appreciate everybody who tunes in, subscribes, leaves us ratings on iTunes and Spotify and everywhere else. Hope you enjoy the Super Bowl. You guys making anything fancy? Any good food?
I literally have zero plans for the Super Bowl. That's the first time in my lifetime I don't have plans.
Do
Mark,
like
are you
some
making
pulled
something
chicken
good I can come
nachos.
steal?
Some like pulled chicken nachos, I think. Nachos are on the menu for sure.
I can't figure out what I want to do, and I'm going to end up like last minute going to the store, and they're going to be completely cleaned out. I kind of want to do buffalo chicken dip. I don't know. Go
Tell you what we
Bengals,
should
go
do
Joe
in, like, an
Shiesty. You can find us on all social media platforms at the Chumpcast. You can call or text us, unless you're a scammer, at 847-920-6107.
Even
TJ in the chat says you guys only invite me to shitty movies. It's kind of true.
Join
We
our
saw Venom.
Discord.
Hey, TJ, you want to go see Morbius with us? That movie's gonna suck. All right, you guys got anything else?
Join our Discord. This is where the scammer came to fruition, the whole conversation that we had that we posted to IG. Thank you to our Discord community that helped us through that helped Smithers through that. That was a fucking blast. We love you guys. But if you're not in the Discord, you want to just talk random shit with a bunch of cool people, we'll give you a link.
You don't even have to talk. You can just come hang out and watch us talk
Yeah,
about dumb
you
shit.
can just
That's
you can
one of
just
my
watch.
favorite past. So I finally did the Roll for Persuasion podcast last week with Andrew Strother, who I produced the show Second Star to the Right. He wanted to talk to me for some ungodly reason. I don't know why, but I completely just lost my train of thought. What were you talking about?
Discord?
Thank you. Nope, lost it again. Fuck it. Let's leave.
That's
All right.
shit. See you, boys.
Sorry, guys.
Scammers?
Until next time.
Booger sugar?
All right.
Jumps out, motherfucker.
I feel so stupid right now.